We're now in Washington, D.C., and apparently the people here have somewhere to be in a hurry. Traffic was a little crazy, but we made it to our hotel. We'll be in for the next few days. Tomorrow evening, we'll be visiting a church here in the D.C. area, and then again on Sunday morning, visiting another church before we head back towards Cincinnati. Well, as we were finishing up our time in Maryland at Sandy Cove, and as we drove into D.C. today, I got to thinking a lot about the word investment. Over this last week at Sandy Cove, I've come to realize, I think even more so, that the choices that I make are really about investments. What I spend my time on, what I watch, what I listen to, what I buy, where I take my family on vacation. I mean, the list goes on, and what we spend our time and our money on is really an investment. And I've been challenged this week to really reconsider how Sarah and I have been spending the remaining time that we have with our sons. You know, my kids are rolling into their freshman and their sophomore years of high school, and we probably only have a handful of family vacations left before they're off and busy with college and figuring out their own lives. Sarah and I spent some significant time this week talking about what that remaining time should look like. I mean, what do we want that last handful of vacations with our kids to really be like? And how do we want to spend those remaining times that we have with them? Now, I'm not suggesting that there's anything wrong with taking your kids to Disney World or to the beach or whatever. I mean, we've done those things and we've loved doing those things with our kids. But I think for me, this past week at Sandy Cove has shown me maybe a different model. I mean, at the end of the Hoover family vacation era, what do I want my sons to look back on and remember? Yeah, I want them to remember the fun. I want them to remember the laughter and the memories and experiencing the new things and the new cities that we got to see and experience. But ultimately, I would love for them to look back at our times together and remember some significant God moments that happened during those times. I mean, listen, this is just where God has me right now, but I would encourage you to think through the remaining time that you have with your family or your kids or your spouse, and really think through what you want that time to look like. And maybe it's something like a Sandy Cove trip. Maybe it's making the remaining time that you have with your family or your kids or your spouse less about whatever it is that you've made it about and more about really investing, not just financially, but really investing in something that would provide some spiritual significance for you and your family. Anyway, what I really want you to see is this highlight video from this past week at Sandy Cove, and I encourage you to watch it. Maybe it'll spark something in you the way that it sparked something in me.
I know a place where we can go to lay the troubles down, eating your soul. I know a place where mercy flows. Take the stains, make it whiter than snow. Like a tide, it is rising up deep inside a current that moves and makes it come alive. Living water that brings the dead to life. We're going down to the river, down to the river, down to the river to pray. Let's get washed by the water, washed by the water, and rise up in amazing grace. Let's go down, down, down to the river. You will leave change. Let's go down, down, down to the river. Never the same. I've seen it move in my own life. Took me from dusty roads into paradise. All of my dirt, all of my shame, drowned in the streams that have made me born again. Like a tide, it is rising up deep inside a current that moves and makes it come alive. Living water that brings the dead to life. We're going going down to the river, down to the river, down